Imagine a sun-dappled afternoon in the summer of 1989, where the air hummed with a lazy buzz of cicadas and the sweet scent of blooming lilacs drifted through a quiet suburban yard. 3 little girls, sisters in spirit if not in blood, laughed and twirled under the ancient oak tree that stood like a sentinel in the heart of their world. Their names were Lily, with her wild curls and eyes like storm clouds; Rose, the dreamer whose fingers always trace invisible patterns in the air; and Violet, the bold one, whose laughter could chase away shadows. They were 8, 9, and 10 years old, inseparable as the roots of that old tree. But on that fateful day, as the golden light began to slant toward evening, something impossible happened. The girls vanished. Not a trace, not a whisper, just an empty yard, swings creaking in the breeze, and a silence that swallowed everything. For 34 long years, their disappearance haunted the town, a ghost story whispered in the dark. Until one rainy night in 2023, when a stranger unearthed a strange, forgotten tape in the roots of that same oak tree, a tape that held secrets from beyond the veil of reality, secrets that would unravel the fabric of what we think we know about the world. Buckle in, because this is a tale of the vanished girls, a story woven with magic, mystery, and the unbreakable bonds that defy time itself. It all began in the sleepy town of Eldridge Hollow, nestled in the rolling hills of upstate New York, where the forest whispered ancient secrets and the mist clung to the valleys like a lover's embrace. The year was 1989, a time when children roamed free without the tether of cell phones or the watchful eyes of satellites. The girls' yard was their kingdom, a sprawling expanse of emerald grass bordered by a white picket fence that seemed to glow in the sunlight. Beyond it lay the woods, dense and inviting, where fireflies danced like living stars on summer nights. Lily, the youngest at 8, felt the world most deeply. She could hear the rustle of leaves as if they were sharing confidences, smell the earthy promise of rain hours before the first drop fell. That afternoon, she sat cross-legged on grass, weaving daisy chains with nimble fingers, her bare feet tickled by the cool blades. Rose, 9, lounged beside her, sketching fantastical creatures in her notebook, dragons with iridescent scales and unicorns that shimmered like moonlight on water. She dreamed a world beyond the fence, places where the ordinary bent into the extraordinary. And Violet, 10, the leader of their trio, climbed the lower branches of the oak, her pigtails swinging like pendants as she called down adventures. "Come on, you two. Let's explore the Forbidden Grove today." The Forbidden Grove was their name for a hidden clearing in the woods, a place where the trees formed a perfect circle and the air shimmered with an otherworldly haze. Their parents had warned them away from it, calling it dangerous, but to the girls, it was a portal to wonder. As the sun dipped lower, casting long shadows that stretched like fingers across the yard, Violet's eyes sparkled with mischief. "I found something there last time," she whispered, her voice a thrill of excitement. "A glowing stone, buried under moss. It hummed when I touched it like it was alive." Lily's heart quickened, a flutter of fear and fascination mingling in her chest. She could feel it, the pull of something ancient, something that tasted like stardust on her tongue. Rose closed her notebook, her imagination ignited. What if it's a fairy door, or a key to a hidden realm? The girls exchanged glances, the air between them electric with possibility. Hand in hand, they slipped through the gate at the back of the yard, the wood creaking like a sigh as they ventured into the forest. The path was familiar, yet alive with mystery. Sunlight filtered through the canopy in golden shafts, illuminating motes of dust that swirled like tiny sprites. Birds sang melodies that seemed to weave spells, and the underbrush rustled with unseen creatures. As they approached the grove, the air grew thicker, charged with an invisible energy that made their skin tingle. The clearing opened before them, a perfect ring of ancient oaks, their trunks etched with runes that looked like they had been carved by the wind itself. In the center lay the stone Violet had described, a smooth, obsidian orb half buried in the earth, pulsing with a faint, ethereal light. Lily knelt first, her fingers brushing its surface. It was warm, alive, vibrating with a rhythm that matched her heartbeat. "It's singing," she murmured, her voice barely audible over the sudden hush that fell over the grove. Rose leaned in, her breath catching as colors bloomed across the stone, Swirls of emerald, sapphire, and amethyst. Violet, ever bold, pressed her palm flat against it. Let's see what it does. In that instant, the world shifted. A low hum filled the air, growing into a symphony of whispers that echoed in their minds. The ground trembled, and the trees bent inward, their leaves shimmering as if dusted with magic. A rift tore open in the air, a swirling vortex of light and shadow, pulling at them with invisible hands. Lily screamed, but her voice was swallowed by the roar. Rose reached for her sisters, her heart pounding like a drum. Violet's eyes widened in awe rather than terror. It's a door to another world. And then they were gone, pulled through the veil, vanishing from the yard, from Eldridge Hollow, from the world they knew. Back in the yard, the swing swayed empty. The daisy chains lay scattered like forgotten promises. Their parents' calls echoed unanswered into the twilight, the first threads of panic weaving into the night. The search began at dawn the next day, a frenzy of flashlights piercing the misty woods, dogs barking into the void, neighbors whispering prayers under their breath. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and desperation. Helicopters thrummed overhead, their rotors slicing the sky like blades. The girls' parents, Lily's mother with her tear-streaked face, Rose's father clutching her notebook like a talisman, Violet's family huddling in silent grief, clung to hope that frayed with each passing hour. Weeks turned to months, the headlines screaming from newspapers. 3 girls vanished without trace. Foul play suspected? The town buzzed with theories. Kidnappers? A tragic accident? Some whisper the old legends. The grove that swallowed wanderers. The fairies that lured children away. But science and reason prevailed. Psychics were dismissed. The woods combed inch by inch. Yet nothing. No footprints, no clues, just the eerie silence of Forbidden Grove, where the obsidian stone now lay dull and cold, its magic spent. Years rolled on like relentless waves. Eldridge Hollow changed, the yard overgrown, the oak tree's branches sagging with age. The parents aged too, their eyes hollowed by unspoken sorrow. Lily's mother planted flowers where the girls had played, their petals a riot of color against the gray of loss. Rose's father kept her sketches, framing them as portals to her dreams. Violet's siblings grew up in the shadow of her absence, their laughter always tempered. In the hidden realm beyond the veil, time flowed differently, a place of eternal twilight, where stars bloomed like flowers and rivers sang lullabies. The girls awoke in a meadow of luminescent grass, the air tasting of honey and adventure. Lily's eyes fluttered open first, the soft glow warming her skin. "Where are we?" she whispered, her voice echoing like wind chimes. Rose sat up, her heart soaring as she beheld the wonders. Trees with leaves of silver that tinkled in the breeze, creatures like deer with wings gliding silently overhead. "It's like my drawings come to life," she breathed, the scent of wildflowers enveloping her like a hug. Violet stood, her boldness unshaken. We went through the door. This is the other world, the land of fae and magic. But wonder soon mingled with fear. The rift had closed behind them, sealing them in this enchanted prison. They wandered, hand in hand, through forests where shadows whispered secrets and lakes reflected impossible skies. They encountered the fae, ethereal beings with skin like moonlight and eyes that held the depth of oceans. The queen of the twilight realm, Eloan, found them first, her gown flowing like liquid starlight. "Mortals," she intoned, her voice a melody that stirred the soul. "You have crossed the veil unbidden. The stone was a guardian, not a toy." She explained the rules. Time here was fluid. Decades in the human world might pass as days. To return, they must prove their worth through trials, retrieve the lost echo from the whispering caves, outwit the riddle weaver in the labyrinth of mirrors, and mend the fractured heart of the forest. The girls' journey began, hearts pounded with a mix of terror and exhilaration. In the whispering caves, echoes of their deepest fears assaulted them. Lily heard her mother's sobs. Rose saw her dreams shatter like glass. Violet faced a void of leadership's failure. The air was dank, heavy with the metallic tang of stone, their footsteps crunching on crystalline floors. They clung together, their bond alight in the darkness, and emerged with the echo, a shimmering orb that captured voices from across realms. The labyrinth twisted their perceptions. mirrors reflecting alternate selves, older, wiser, or broken. Rose's fingers trembled as she solved riddles that tasted like bitter herbs on her tongue, the air humming with deceptive whispers. Violet led them through, her voice steady despite the sweat beading on her brow. Twists came thick and fast. A betrayal by a seemingly friendly sprite who stole the echo, forcing a chase through thorn vines that tore at their skin, drawing beads of crimson. Emotional beats deepened their sisterhood. Lily, feeling the smallest, discovered her empathy was a power, soothing angered spirits with her gentle touch. Rose's imagination conjured illusions to fool guardians, her sketches coming alive in bursts of color. Violet's courage faltered in a moment of doubt, tears streaming as she confessed her fear of losing them, but their hugs reignited her fire. Stakes rose as the Fey Queen revealed a dark truth. The veil weakened with each crossing, threatening to merge worlds and unleash chaos. If they failed, not only would they remain trapped, but Eldridge Hollow might be consumed by magic's wild fury, forests overtaking homes, shadows devouring light. Back in the human world, 34 years had etched deep lines. In 2023, a young archaeologist named Elena, drawn by old tales, dug at the oak's roots during a storm. Rain lashed her face, mud clinging to her boots, the scent of petrichor thick. Her shovel struck something hard, a weathered cassette tape labeled in childish scrawl. From the other side, trembling, she played it in her old recorder. Static crackled, then voices. Lily's soft whisper, Rose's dreamy tone, Violet's bold declaration. If you're hearing this, we've made it through the trials. The tape is our anchor, sent back to the Vale. The recording detailed their adventures, the magic, the heartache. But a twist. The girls had chosen to stay, becoming guardians of the realm, their youth eternal. We found our true home, Lily said, emotion choking her words. But we miss you. Plant the stone again. It will bloom flowers that bridge worlds. Elena's heart raced as she unearthed the obsidian stone nearby, now cracked but humming faintly. Planting it, she watched vines sprout, weaving a gate of light. Whispers filled the air, familiar laughter echoing from beyond. In the climax, the worlds touched. The girls, now ageless with fey grace, stepped through briefly, ethereal forms shimmering. Tears flowed as they reunited with aged loved ones in dreams at night, sharing final embraces scented with lilacs and stardust. But the veil demanded balance. They returned, sealing it forever. Yet the ending twists once more. Elena, listening again, hears a hidden message. The tape is a key. Play it backward. Reversed, it reveals. The girls never left. The other world was their imagination's refuge from a darker truth, a predator in the woods, the tape a cry for help buried in metaphor. Or was it? The ambiguity lingers, magical or mundane, leaving you to ponder. What if the veil is thinner than we think? What wonders or horrors lie just beyond our sight? In Eldridge Hollow, flowers now bloom eternally around the oak, whispering secrets to those who listen. The girl's legacy endures, a reminder that some mysteries are meant to enchant, to haunt, to make us feel alive in the vast, unknowable tapestry of existence. Thank you for journeying with me through this tale of vanishing and discovery. If it stirred your soul, subscribe, and share your own whispers of wonder in the comments below. Until next time, keep chasing the magic.